this society, this center, they are going to celebrate the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Jayanti, 82nd birth anniversary. That in different places we are celebrating. The main puja, the spiritual, ritualistic worship they have already done. Now, from today and tomorrow, I think, day after tomorrow, Sunday also they may. So they will be observing the public celebration, discussion on that and many other things. So it is a fortune that I have come over here to discuss about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. This Sri Ramakrishna is a God in human form. The moment I say like this, naturally some people will think that there are so many others are also there. We can call them God in the human form, obviously. So we believe that Sri Ramakrishna is the God in human form. It is the only belief, or there are some reasons are also there. Is it only emotion, or some other reasons are also there? Experiences of other people who were associated with Sri Ramakrishna, his contemporaries, what are their views? So these are the things that we will be discussing. Why? Because the more we discuss about this, the more it will be good for us. Again, why? Because the human soul cannot live just as a human being. We have to ascend to the Godhood. Unless and until we reach to that higher condition, that is Godhead, Godhood, we can never become happy. Never the actual original peace can come. This world goes on in different way. Different type of waves come and different type of reactions. But the life is flowing, life is continuing. Nothing is changing. There will be some sorrow, there will be some happiness. This is going on and on and on. Is there no end? Why this thing? What is the fulfillment? If we ask this question, obviously we try to understand something by which we can really know the ultimate. And that ultimate is, in different names, we call it sometimes God, sometimes Jehovah, sometimes Allah, sometimes Bhagavan, and sometimes Brahman, the Atman, different names. Of course, the Buddhists, they don't believe in the existence of God, but they consider that Bhagavan Buddha himself is that ultimate. Why? Knowledge. So if we go in this way, where we are leading to? Today's topic is, can man be God? That is can man be God? That is the question. So if it is, can man be God is the question, we can start answering it by a counter question. Why not? What is the problem? Can man be God? And if some people are doubting, that means they are having some conception about God. God, human cannot become God. Why? Do you have any idea about God? Have you realized God? Have you seen God? What are the qualities of God? Naturally, all these questions will come. So here we find a long back in the Upanishad, and we know that the most ancient scripture of the Hindus, it says Atmanam Viddhi in Sanskrit. Know thyself. It's a unique way inspiring people. Know thyself. I know myself. And who are you? Immediately they will associate it with the time and the company and the body and the family lineage and social statuses. I am that. then the question will come, before your birth, where you were? After your death, what will happen? So obviously, Atma is not that. So what is this Atman? Then we have to understand Atman is eternal. It never changes. Atman is consciousness. There can never be a period when it is not conscious. The Atman is all-pervading. Atman is all-powerful. Atman is all-knowing. So that is that Atman. Now, the Guru, the Rishi, he is asking the student, know that. Know thyself. This is a wonderful statement. Know thyself. They are not asking, go and meditate. They are not asking, go and donate. They are not asking, do this and that. They are asking only, dictating, know thyself. So this is the first thing. Second, we find Shankaracharya, a great philosopher, and he said, Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti Hetabe Janmadharitam. In the Sanskrit it says, the human birth is only to experience the joy of freedom from bondage. The human birth is only, the goal of human birth is this, to experience the joy of freedom, freedom from bondage. What are the bondages? Me and mine. That is the bondage. Yesterday one gentleman came, he is my disciple, and he was asking, Swamiji, if you ask me to realize God, can I go along with my family to realize God? I told, along with your family? So that is all the bond, I think this is a unique question. We never faced this type of question. With the whole family, and then I love my kith and kin, all they will go and realize God. And what will happen? That's a unique thing, that unique society. But is it possible? No. We can reach to a place, high moral values, and they are helping others, not criticizing others, not creating problem for others. That standard may be there. But realization of the self, of the Atman, of the God, is only individual. That's why the Rishi said, know thyself. And here also, he said, you have to experience that joy. Who you? Who is that you? Human being. He is not asking it about the animals or any other beings. Only a human being. Why human being? Because human being having the capacity to understand, to discriminate, to judge. These are the capacities. And we find Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, I'm from the Upanishad to Shankara, then Sri Ramakrishna, very modern time. He clearly said, Manushya Jivane Uddeshya Ishwar Labh. The goal of human life is God realization and nothing less. Why I am quoting this? Because the question that we are going to answer, to find the answer, can man be God? These are the answers. Because the great Rishi who realized himself, and then he is asking his disciple, go and realize, know yourself. Shankara, after realizing, then only he is telling, be free from the bondages. What is this me and mine? Before your birth, where are all this, the association? Nothing, nowhere. You do not know. After the birth, after your death, what will happen? That also you do not know. So why only you are thinking, I am this and I am that? This is the problem. So this way, always in the human society, they have the capacity and they misuse that capacity, the capacity that the God has given to him. capacity to understand. He understands, but in a wrong way. Go and kill them, terrify them, drive them out. And I am. That is not the self, that is the ego. Who are you actually? So this way, it's Manushya Jivaner Uddeshya, the goal of human life is God realization. That means there is possibility. The human can realize God. A person, a great personality like Sri Ramakrishna, when he is telling that your goal should be to realize God only, not to become a doctor or an engineer or a professional like that. God only. It is possible. Finally, Swami Vivekananda declared, each soul is potentially divine. He was actually echoing the Upanishadic dictum. In the Upanishad, they declared, Amritasya Putraha. You are the children of immortal bliss. Amritasya Putraha. The children of immortal bliss. And he said, each soul is potentially divine. He never said these or that. He said, each soul. Even the ant crawling on the floor, and up to the godly man like Lord Buddha. Each is having that potentiality of the divinity. Now some can manifest, some cannot. Sunlight is reflecting on the wall, sunlight is reflecting on the glass, sunlight is reflecting on the mirror. Same sunlight, reflecting. There is no discrimination. Same way it is coming and reflecting. But that wall, there is no reflection in that way. But the glass, a little bit. But the mirror, too much. Almost the same way it will reflect, like the sun. The same way the Buddha, the Christ, they are reflecting the Godhead, the divinity, because they are the mirrors. Good human being, they are like the glasses. They are also reflecting the God and the divinity. Some people are there, and other animals and birds and all this, they are like the wall. Same sunlight, the reflection of God is coming, but no, the light of God is coming, but no reflection. Because it is not clear. So similarly, Swamiji said, and he said to his disciple, and in a very unique way, he said, Chile Poshu, previously you were the animals. Vechu Manush. Now you have become the human. Ebar Devota hoite hoibe. Now you should try to become God. See how we are slowly going upward. And from this we can understand that before this life there was another life that I have already lived. Incarnation theory. I have already lived my past life. Maybe that I was an animal, and then slowly I have come to this human life. Now I am not going to go back to that stage of animal. I like to go to the God. So this slowly going up, it is possible. But now all indication that man can become God, right? Now the question is, man we can understand, but what is God? We don't have any idea. Different people, they say in different way. So I was coming, I think last month, coming from some other place, I forgot. So my co-passenger was an elderly gentleman and a lady. They were reading Bible, maybe devout Christian. So when we were there, suddenly the gentleman asked me, "Can you speak English?" I told, "Yes, I can speak." So, "Do you believe in Jesus?" I know, "Of course, I do believe in Jesus. We worship Jesus." Then you must be a Christian? And no, I'm a Hindu. Then obviously he told, how it is possible that you believe in Jesus, the God, and you are not a Hindu? If you don't believe in Jesus and you are not a Christian, you will never go to heaven. You will never go to God. Then I told, Sir, can you please explain me what is God? Then he said, God is consciousness. You went from the God is existing? No, God is eternal. God is all the time there. God is all powerful. He is all consciousness. And in that case, the same consciousness which has taken the human form as Jesus 2000 years before, perhaps 4000 years before or 5000 years before, the same consciousness took the form of Krishna. I worship him. So what is the problem? Same God, same consciousness. It has taken the form of Krishna 5000 years before or 6000 years before, whatever. Now 2000 years before he became the Jesus Christ. You like the Jesus Christ, but I like that. The same God, isn't it? Then he thought for some time, and then they consulted with the wife, then said, okay, continue, that's okay. So, nice to talk to you. So I thought, thank you. So this is the conception. We are a bit confused. What is actually God? But I think because I was born in a Hindu family and grew up as a Hindu, that whatever is Hindu is good. And whatever is other are all bad, wrong. I understand it in this way, that is okay. Now, some people, they go to listen to the Indian classical music and they will be listening it for the whole night. And the classical music always in the night, I don't know why. What is the problem in the daytime? I tried to attend, but I always slept because the night time after 12 o'clock, how can you? But the more it is night, the more the singer is alive and the listeners are also ba ba ba. In Indian way they appreciate. And then afterwards in America I told I like to attend one a musical concert, that, what is that called? That, it's beautiful, they'll be singing.
Opera.
Opera, no? Yeah. So one devotee took me there, it's very costly, and I got the best seat, I was there. Then the opera man came and they were analyzing and they were singing. I could not understand even a single word what actually they are singing. I could appreciate the tune, a very fine tune, and they go at the high pitch and come the low pitch and all that. But it was so difficult to really enjoy that. Unless and until you train up, you cannot enjoy. But all people around me, they were elated. After some time when there was a break, I whispered to the devotee, can you now go back? He said, Swami, we spent so much of money and he wanted to listen to it. I told, I'm sorry, but the thing is I just wanted to have the experience. But now it is not possible for me to follow it. And it will continue for another 2 hours. It will be difficult for me. So can I go back? Shall I say that is bad? No. For my ear, it is not. But for the thousands of people sitting over there, hundreds of people sitting over there, it is wonderful. But when I listen to the classical music of someone, some maestro from our, then it is so wonderful for me. I put that, the music, and then I bathe, and then I go, and then music, and if I give it to Swami Bharatanandaji, the American, the Swami, oh, that's good, Swami, thank you. So he will stop it. Because for him, that has no meaning actually. So it is bad? No. This is the thing. When I am a Hindu, I believe that these are the things good for me, they're good for me. So I like it. It doesn't mean that each and every one should have to like it, no. And if I force, then that is really crazy. Long back, I went to a remote place in India, a hilly place. Long time that we were driving. Then I saw a wayside tea shop. I stopped. Then I went. I had a driver. Can you please purchase a cup of tea for me, but without sugar? The driver went and told the shopkeeper, prepare a glass of tea for the Swamiji without sugar. There was a person fully drunk. He was sitting over there, and he got up. Hey, what do you think? Tea without sugar? It is not possible. Each and every one should drink tea with sugar. Now, he was so insisting because the drunkard naturally was going on insisting. No, you must have to put. And I said, give it. So how many spoons? Give 2. I said, give 2. And then you take this tea. Well, now, this is the same thing happen in a religious life also. I am a Hindu, I say Om, you must also say Om. If you don't say Om, then it's very bad. You'll go to hell. How do you know? Another time, another young lady, she came and told Swami, you must read this book. She wanted to convert me into Christianity. I told her, you are late. You should have come 40 years before. But anyway, it's a good try. And then she was, I told, what will happen? You will go to heaven. That I like to make the fun, so I told, have you visited heaven? You should know. How do you know the heaven is a good place? Maybe that there is no electricity, no water connection. So how do you know it? You have not visited. So we only talk about things that which we have not experienced actually. So they say, Atmanam Vitti. You must experience it. The God realization is the goal of your life. Experience it. In between, nothing. Sometimes some people come and say, Swamiji, can you please pray to God for me? And why should I? Who am I? You go and pray to God. No, you are very close to God. And how do you know that? I'm close to God. Not like that. So this is the thing that we have left the heart and home, living in the ashrama, so we are close to God. Wrong. The God is always very, very close to each and every one. That is within the heart. It is not in the temple or anywhere else. It is within the heart. So that we have to. And what is God? Now let us, from the Vedantic viewpoint, what is God? I am not talking from the viewpoint of the Bhaktas. The devotional viewpoint is totally different. The God is a totally different thing. I am talking from the Vedantic viewpoint. What is God? They say, Maya Upohita Chaitanya. And what is this Chaitanya? Consciousness. Upohita, superimposed or associated with Maya. What is that Maya? Is a elusive power of God. Delusive power of God. It is imposing on the consciousness. It becomes God. And what is the jiva or the individual soul? It is very interesting. The Vedanta says, Ahamkar Upohita Chaitanya. It is also Chaitanya. It is also consciousness. And here, as because the small individual, so it is ahamkara, ego, ego, ego. I know, I am the best, that is ego. When that is imposed on consciousness, it becomes jiva. When that great elusive power is associated with the consciousness, it becomes God. So this is, consciousness is common with the God and the human being. Then why not the same property? In the scientific language they say property. Same property is there. Same qualities are there in human being, in being, any being and also in God. So this is the uniqueness. So this is called Vedanta. One. The God is conscious, and each and every soul is nothing but the conscious. So that is consciousness. But sometimes, though we are talking, we are reading, we are propounding, but we forget when the practical thing comes. Even the man like Shankaracharya, he also made the mistake. The Shankaracharya gave a discourse that Atman, the consciousness, is everywhere equal. Next morning, he was a Brahmin, the higher caste. He was going to bathe in the Ganga. It was in the Kashi. And those who have visited the Kashi, they know the Kashi. There's a very narrow lanes are there, long lanes, very narrow. Even the two-person cannot walk. You have to go like this. Shankara was going. He found that one low-caste person with so many dogs is coming. They burn the dead bodies and they do all that type of work. He was coming. Shankara then told, hey, go away. I'm going to take the bath, and if I touch you, then naturally it is impurity. Then that man said, sir, what you are going to touch actually? The body, your body will touch my body? The same, isn't it? Your body also having the same thing that I am having. And do you think that you are going to touch the Atman inside the body, the consciousness? Same thing. Then what is the problem with you even if I touch you? So Shankara told, my God, he is not an ordinary person. So immediately he sat down and started praying, and the Shiva came and told, you fool, why you are thinking in this way? God is all pervading, God is everywhere, and that is Vedanta. Unless you realize that, you cannot remove the you and me, that thing. So this, now they give the example where from the human being comes, from the God. How? It's a beautiful way they are telling, Yatha sudiptat pavokat vispulingaha sahasrasa prabhavante sarupaha. This is in the Mundaka Upanishad, the unique Upanishad. Tatha aksharat vivida somya bhava prajayante tatra jaivapi yanti. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it is as from a blazing fire, sparks are in thousand, akin to the fire fly off. Similarly, from the imperishable aksharat originate different kinds of creatures, and into it only again they merge. Opiyanti, the sparks coming out and then again going down into the same fire. So when the spark is coming out, it is also the same fire. If you try to touch it, it will burn. Same capacity like a fire, it is there, but it is little different. And then coming back down to the fire itself, it is possible. So they say, so this is the way each and everything came. The descending order from the God, everything is coming. I am using the word of the Vedantin, Akshara. It's not God, it's the Akshara. Akshara means it is completely total. There is no part of it. It's completely total. Then from the total coming out, is it that is a separation? No. It's the same thing. Same thing is coming out in this fashion. So it is original thing is already there, as it is, as intact. So all that we see is nothing but the creation of God. We know that whenever there is a creation, whatever, it needs two things: intellectual cause, material cause. Is someone having the capacity to make and material is also necessary, then only it is possible. Otherwise not. Can you bake a loaf, a bread? Yes, I can. So starting. How can I? I am not having the ingredients. I won't be able to do it. So ingredients are necessary, knowledge is also necessary, otherwise you cannot. Sometimes, in our center, there is no cook, though we have a beautiful kitchen. If the devotee is not bringing the food, I always think what will happen to me. Because I don't know cooking. Then I go and I observe, everything is there. Rice is there, this is there, all ingredients are there. Even that kitchen, oven and all other things are also ready. Only thing that is not there is my knowledge to cook. I don't know how to cook, though ingredients are there. So two things are necessary. The knowledge and also the material. We all know it. Now when the God was creating this universe, so obviously the question, the God is intellectual cause, we can understand, God is creating, but out of what? What is the material? What was material? In the Christian, particularly from the Old Testament, they give a list, Monday, this was created, Tuesday, this was Wednesday, this was like this, it goes on. Sunday was the rest. So it goes on. But the question is where from the material came. He created the sky, He created the light, He created the earth, and the last day He created the human being. Okay. But what are the materials? Where from He got all these materials? This is a very tricky question. And if we cannot answer it properly, then the philosophy is totally lost. Philosophy or the darshana is supposed to give the answer to three questions. Who is the creator? What is the creation? And what is the relation between creator and the creation? That is the word philosophy. The way you explain these three questions, answer these three questions, handle these three questions, that depends on your philosophy. Buddha explained in a different way, so Buddhism. Christ explained in a different way, Christianity. It goes like that, otherwise nothing. Only explanation are different, but the questions are three same. What is the material? If you read the Rig Veda, the oldest book in the spiritual life, there the students are asking the question, same question to the teachers. Where from the God, the creator, got this material? And in those days it was only wood, nothing else in the forest. And they are asking which forest actually he used. What type of trees he used. That is in the Rig Veda. Obviously the very basic question. Then the answer is Tata Akshara Sambhavati Vishwam. From the same thing which is Akshara, the consciousness, the Brahman, everything evolved. The material cause and the intellectual cause is the same. That means we are the created being, right? So when we are the created being, He created God. Out of what? His own material, His own self. We are also the God. So if you argue in this way, the fallacies goes in this way, analyzing in this way, the God is creating from His own being. To whom? Me. I am also God, part and parcel of God. Suppose something is created from the sugar. The sugar was there, then you give a shape into that sugar in a different fashion. I become a sugar candy or a shape of a doll, something like that. But I am sugar. If a sugar candy is made, it is a sugar and nothing less than sugar, right? Because the material is the same And suppose the sugar itself is creating a sugar candy, what will happen? Similarly, God is creating this universe out of His own. So all the creation is nothing but the same God. When the Jesus said, I and my Father in heaven are one, we accept that. And when the Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you, we understand that. That kingdom of heaven means same purity. What is the kingdom? That means something will be there. No, it is the purity. What is the kingdom of heaven? Nothing but purity. Again, the next question is, what is purity? Unselfishness is the purity. The purity is completely unselfishness. The moment you say I and this is mine and this is ours, you are making a barrier. You are immediately different from the God. So that unselfishness is the purity. And that is why the God is nothing but the purity, means unselfish. So now can man become God? Yes. That is the answer. Second question, how we can go over there, descending order, we are going climbing back to God. We have come from there, now we have to go back calculation. What is the problem actually to go back over there? Why we can't understand? Sometimes some people, Alzheimer or some type of diseases, they have a home, they have a family, they have everything. They went out and then forgot. A terrible Alzheimer, that is the problem. They were having everything, only he has forgotten. Where is his house? What are the names of the son of his own people? Address of his own house. Our condition is like that. We are gods, but we have forgotten. And now we are going on here and there. And the person in that Anshayma, and if he is roaming here and there, mixing with other people, he will start thinking, oh, there are my people. But his original is totally different. If he goes to some other country, he will think, this is my country. But his original place is totally different. Then suddenly one day, because of some doctor or some association or some medicine, he remembers, oh no, I have to go back to my family, to my country, to my house. I have everybody. Then he goes back. That is the Guru, the avatars, they come, they take the human form and they teach us only to make us aware your home is somewhere else. You have forgotten. They give us that awareness that you have to go to somewhere else. That is your home. And you have to go back. How to go back? So here they say, Triputi Veda. I am discussing the whole thing from the point of view of Vedanta. Okay? So that is the reason. In the Hinduism, there are three main that road that is leading to the God. One is Vedanta, another Tantra, another Vaishnava. Vaishnava is purely devotion, Tantra action, and Vedanta knowledge. So the Vedanta point of view, how you can realize that you are consciousness, you are God, they put forward one beautiful thing, the system called Triputi Veda. Have you heard Triputi Veda? No. Raise your hand, how many of you have heard the Triputi Veda? Have you heard or read that the Shiva, in one arrow, he actually pierced the three floating cities, Tripureshwar. That's why Shiva became the Tripureshwar. There are three floating cities. That our the stories goes in that way. The three demons, they are very bad, but they had a unique capacity. They could build the whole city and they could float. So they were floating from here to there and they were creating problem for the good people. So what to do? At a time you have to go kill all the three. One after another you cannot do. That was the condition, otherwise you cannot destroy them. Who can do it? So ultimately Vishnu told only Shiva can do. So Shiva took the bow and arrow and then in one time he killed all the three in one arrow. So Tripureshwara, that is the story. But story. Through the story, they wanted to give the Vedantic idea that's called Triputi Veda. What is the Triputi? They say Jnana, Jnata, Gya. Jnana means the knowledge. Jnata, the knower, the student. And Gya, the object of knowledge. These are the three. Jnana, the knowledge. Jnata, the student. And the Gya, the object of knowledge. If these three become one, then only you are successful. I am a student and I go to the college. I like to learn, but I go and spend my time, just for the fun. Friends are there, I go out and then I go to club and I don't read, I don't listen to the professors, I don't take the notes, nothing like that. Do you expect that I will be passing out from there as a graduate? No, I will drop. So Jnana was there, the student, the Jnata, he was also there. Object of knowledge, the main, that was also there. But it failed. So you have to strike all the three together. See, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in that simple way, he said there was a great orator. He came and he was giving a talk by the side of the Ganga, the Dakshineshwar, and many people came. He was speaking about God. When he stopped, Sri Ramakrishna was also listening his lecture. When he stopped, he stood up and said, "Oh Keshav," Keshav was the speaker. "Oh Keshav, repeat after me. Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagavan." Bhagavat is the scripture. Bhakta, the aspirant, the devotee. And Bhagavan is the goal of that knowledge. Keshav repeated. Then he was telling, repeat after me again and again. What he actually meant, this Triputi Veda. Three means three. Puti, this in the line. Veda, you have to pierce. Now, if I get the knowledge from the scripture, that is only one part. But that is not final. If you go to the spiritual people, they will quote from the different scriptures. The gentleman who was sitting by my side, he was reading only Bible, no other book. And I noticed that in the Bible, he noted so many other things. I couldn't understand a page, these, that. That means very seriously he is reading that, regularly. That is his book. And he was quoting profusely from the Bible. This page is this, that is that. And to some extent I can also quote from our scriptures. If you go to a Muslim, he will be quoting from his scripture. So like that, it is all people quoting from the scripture. Knowledge is there, I am there. But all of us are ignorant. Why? We have not realized that. So we have to understand the thing properly, realize that, then only Triputi Veda. Object of knowledge is what? Realization of God. When the Jesus is telling, the kingdom of heaven is within you, what does it mean? We just read, we just remember, and we quote. But what is that kingdom of heaven? We didn't mean kingdom of heaven. What is that kingdom of heaven? How many of us, we really try to analyze that? Whether Jesus is telling, I and my Father in heaven are one, immediately, that is, Jesus is the only begotten Son of God. There cannot be any other Son. Why? Who told? So this, can I not become like Him? Jesus Himself is telling, blessed are those who are pure in heart, but they shall see God. Blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. We started with the question, can man become God? And when we see God, what happened? We become God. See means realization. We become God. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. If you look at the puja ritual in any temple, I don't know, in the temples they have mostly become commercial. So many devotees are coming, so every time they are going and worshipping, you will notice, they don't perform the whole puja. Whole puja is only once. Only they will show the light and they will touch this thing and that thing, or the mark, paste, that's all. And devotees are also happy that Pujari did puja for me. He is not doing the puja for God, for me he is doing. So the devotee is happy. And the more ego, the more good donation. So Pujari is also happy. Both ways they are satisfied. But God is thinking, Arey, what about me? I am sitting here. Nobody cares about me. So what is that? What is that? This is that they say, Triputi Veda, knowledge, knower, and the object of knowledge. The object of knowledge is very, very important, particularly in the present situation. All are doing, even before also, if you see the history, majority of the people, they are doing the crime in the name of God. It's really very sad. And they are so satisfied. When a person going out with a bomb, placing in his own person, in his own body, and then he is going out blasting and killing the innocent people, that man is also killing himself. But at the same time he is satisfied. Why? I am doing God's job. Look at it. By killing innocent people, you think that God will be happy? I cannot understand. Why? Because that person, he became a human being, having all qualities of a human being, but he didn't properly utilize the quality that God gave him, that is discriminative power. The man was made out of God's own image. What is that own image? Discriminative power. The decisive nature of human being, this is bad, this is good, I understand this. And what is bad? That creates problem for others, that is bad. And what is good? That creates happiness for others, that is good. It is very clear. So, knowledge, knower, and the object of knowledge. These are the three puti. Knowledge is there, knower is there. Object of knowledge only we have to understand clearly. Of course we will discuss what happens afterwards. So here it says, and the devotional path, what they say sadhu sangha, holy company. Then nirjan bash, contemplation, and prarthana, prayer. Prayer. So these three things are also triputi. These three things are also the same way we have to understand. Now it is 8:30, the time is over, there will be little question answer also. Now first you go and listen, that is called sadhu sangha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is giving this thing, three things only. you have to go to a holy person. This is very, very important. Holy person. Who can be called as a holy person? Because this man was living in the Himalaya for a long time and he has grown a beard that is touching the earth. Then that must be a very holy person? No. So who is a holy person? The moment you listen to him, approach him, go near him, your mind also full with love, concern for others. His words are always encouraging to feel concern for others. That is the holy person. Exactly opposite that, segregation. Don't talk to them, don't mix with them, don't take their food, don't visit their places. Know it for sure, it can never be holy. Why? Go back to the original, that question. The God has created each and every being. How can I hate others? Right? Language may be different, our features may be different, but it is the same God who has created us. I found two brothers. One is very good-looking boy, very smart, good-looking, very handsome. His brother, unfortunately, deformed, can't walk, can't talk. But the brother, he is taking so much of care. And whenever he is introducing, he is my elder brother and I am his junior. So humble. Why? Because their parents are the same. They are my brother, my elder brother. I must respect him. I know that he cannot understand things, is unfortunate because of the physical disabilities. But he is my brother, I am not forgetting. That is called religion. Understanding others, accepting that he also belongs to God. God has created him. Maybe his language is different, maybe his features are different, culture is different, but he's mine. And from that point of view, the Hindu said, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole universe is nothing but my own. So that is the point. So how it is possible? Sadhu Sangha, if you go to a really good person who is always positive. About Swami Vivekananda, our Rabindranath Tagore said, the French that writer, Romarola, he wanted to learn about India. And he wrote to Rabindranath Tagore, because there is a famous poet, a literate person, how to know about India. He suggested, read Vivekananda. In him everything is positive and nothing negative. Everything is positive. This is a unique way he taught us. He said there is nothing wrong. There is only a lower truth and higher truth. This is Vivekananda, he said, man never travels from error to truth, but from lower truth to higher truth. That is a person who is not understanding things properly, for him accepting just a stone as God, that's also truth. And he is so sincere, he will be decorating that small piece of stone, that is my God, he will be bathing it, offering food to it. And if you go and smile, oh my God, look at that idiot. No, that is a lower stage of, but he is also trying to understand. Now when someone was asking Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna why there are so many gods and goddesses images, Swami Vivekananda himself, when he was young, he asked that question. Afterwards he understood, realized and said, we never worship the image, we worship God through that image, because that image helps us to concentrate. So this is very inspiring, positive teaching, and that is called Sadhu Sangha, holy company. That is the holiness. Holy, unselfish. What is holiness? Unselfishness. And a person who is unselfish, his words, his teachings, his behaviors, holy company. Second, after listening that person, only after listening, oh, you spoke so wonderful. Next day, what did I say? Oh, you spoke nice, but I forgot. But anyway, no problem. I have recorded it. I will listen it sometime. No, not like that. Take a one or two words and then go down, ponder over there. Is it possible for me to practice this way? Or is this all right for me? So you have to go on brooding over that particular idea and the teachings. That's called Nirjan Bas, living in a secluded place. Nirjan Bas. Only living in a secluded place won't do. There are so many people in remote places, all alone they are living. I am going to Andaman. You can come along with me. Andaman is having so many islands, and there are some islands where only 3-4 people, families are there. Only 3-4 families. Whole island. They are in a most secluded place. Are they realizing God? No, not that. Nirjan Bas, living in seclusion means going on judging your own mind, analyzing your own mind, analyzing your own thought and recording it, and then taking out all the bad things, negative things, and adding positive way. So that is Nirjan Bas. When you are confirmed that God is there and I can realize God, then comes prarthana. The prarthana means opening up your mind to the higher consciousness. It's like the baby coming and raising the 2 hands to get the help of the father. The raising the hand means, I surrender to you, please help me. The father picked the baby, kept on the lap. So this way, when we go to God and surrender to God, open up my mind and say, you are my father, you are my mother, how come that I don't understand you? Please help me to understand you. That is called prarthana. Prarthana, the prayer, doesn't mean you have to go on chanting from the Sanskrit, and if you don't know Sanskrit, then that is only just. But the real prarthana, the real prayer is opening up the mind and talking with God. The last time I remember I told, when I talk to God, that is prayer. When God talks to me, I listen, that is meditation. Thank you. If you have any question, then you can please ask. Thank you very much. Tomorrow again at what time?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Nice time. Sophia, like to ask any question with this? No? Okay.
So, Maharaj, you said 3 things. One is holy company, solitude, and the third is prayer. So, are these sequential, or they are not sequential, or they could be done parallel, or they can be approached, parallelly, or one after doing something, we are ready for the next step? Is it like that, or?
See, naturally, one after another. There's a question you have understood, that whether at a time we can do it or maybe one after another. Obviously, at a time, but at the same time, one after another. How? First you are going and listening, then only you are pondering, and after that, when you are satisfied that this is the thing, then only you can pray. So, step by step it comes. Straight away when you go and pray, that is not the prayer, the real prayer. The real prayer is different. And you cannot ponder or concentrate or meditate unless and until you know about it. So you go and listen. The first is sadhu sangha. Not that you have to have a person, but you can read the holy books. From the holy books also you get the guidances. So that is also the wonderful way. Thank you. Any other question? Nice to see the known faces after a long time. It's very good. Okay then. I don't think there is another question.
There is some more time for dinner.
A little more time is there for dinner?
Anyone can sing.
Yeah. If you like to sing, it is good.